You are watching the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship presented by Rady Children's Hospital. There is Will Mark and Team Puerto Rico exchanging greetings with Team England, led in goal by William Baxter. Once again, my name is AJ Cannell. So glad to have you with us on the first day and the first round of the World Championship playoffs in men's lacrosse. Here at the SDSU Sports Tech, Tim Kennedy, Jeff George, Hiroki Hara are the officials. Puerto Rico, second place out of Pool C, their lone loss coming to Israel. England went winless in Pool A against that gauntlet, but still feeling like they've improved throughout the course of the tournament and that they're in good position to move on. England has struggled in the face-off circle the entire tournament. First face-off totally up for grabs. It's an England face-off win. They've been just around 30% for the tournament. Puerto Rico has been at 50%. Got a chance to catch up with Pat Scarpello, head coach, before the game. For England, he was saying he felt like they made major progress. Lost 11-4, didn't get the right result against Team Canada, but against the second best team in the entire field, they stayed competitive for most of it and felt really good coming in as a result. Bickerton on to Goldsmith, on to Tim Collins. England trying to spread Puerto Rico out in the early going. Tim Collins is the team captain, making his second appearance in a World Championship. Drew Bickerton from Manchester. Sean Goldsmith, the team's top scorer coming into this game. Goldsmith rolling back and forth. Thought about uncorking one, still holds on. Goldsmith comes around, a shot is saved by Will Mark, who couldn't locate it, but he did his job. Popped right up back to England. Now it's Sam Dexter. Tim Collins again. Bumped off his spot, and the captain sends it on around. So it's been England for the first 2 minutes of the game. Now it's loose. DiCaprio's got it for Team England. 14th World Championship appearance for Team England. That's all of them, dating back to 1967. Team has never finished worse than 6th. Could they be in danger of that this year? Flag is down. Impending penalty. And they'll blow it dead with the ball on the deck. Man up, man down units being subbed on as they sort out the laundry. Well, apparently there were multiple fouls that canceled out, so no penalty to be served. Nobody is in the sin bin. The possession just continues on for the 5 seed England. Nick DiCaprio trying to step to his right. Flutters it back for Dexter and on to Goldsmith. Goldsmith prevented from getting topside, turns in the other way. He's doubled. It's raked away. All the ground balls so far have gone to England until that one. Tomas Rodriguez generating the first possession for Team Puerto Rico with the ground ball. It's cleared by Donovan Lacey, number 2, who had a routine job of it that time, but it doesn't really faze him when it gets more difficult. He's got supreme speed on the clear. Team Puerto Rico led by Alec Jernstedt. They had yesterday off and called it a day of reflection. And a time to let the lessons really sink in and the coaching points really sink in. The players have been aware of the game plan throughout this tournament, but it's about actually taking it and putting it into practice. Kevin Lewis, Puerto Rico's captain. There's a whistle and an illegal pick. Game 64 of 107. The winner comes back early tomorrow morning on this same field at 10 o'clock and takes on the winner of the 4-13 matchup between Australia and Netherlands. Australia the massive favorite in that one. Flag is down, delayed penalty again. We'll see if one actually gets enforced here. That shot goes way off the mark as Dexter couldn't get a hold of it. But an offside penalty is assessed. Well, man up situation here, but just in general, Pat Scarpello, England head coach, told me that as the tournament has gone along, they've tweaked their offensive scheme a little bit. Also had the players work on finding more options backside, not forcing the issue as much, and relying on the good passing. We'll see if that gets put in play here during the man up. Around the back shot in deep for Goldsmith. Puerto Rico circled a few guys for sure. Goldsmith, Collins, Christian Scarpello on the scouting report saying that they know those are the 3 they have to stop. And they like their chances if they can make life difficult, especially for number 3. This is Scarpello. Shakes a defender and puts it in. He was questionable coming into the game, a game time decision. Looks like number 50 is in there for England. The coach's son, Christian Scarpello, out of Rutgers, shoves one to the back of the net. United States, Canada, Australia, Haudenosaunee. Very difficult Pool A. England finished 0-4, had the worst goal differential in the entire field through the first 4 games and pool play at -41. So they've taken the punishment as that long pole shot is saved easily by Will Mark. Eric Coburn on the shot.
Again for England, the goal
England trying to emerge stronger from the challenging circumstances in Pool A. But thought they proved they belonged in that pool the way they played against Canada yesterday. Puerto Rico has looked the part of a potential top 10 team. The problem is they were in a pool with 3 top 10 ranked teams. Israel came in first place, beating everyone. Puerto Rico's lone loss was to Israel. Philippines got a bad draw and could not advance despite a top 10 ranking coming in. But the 12 seed Puerto Rico with lots of NCAA firepower offensively. Christian Laureano, Will Mercado, Melendez. Still holding, number 31 Melendez out of Severna Park, Maryland. Blake Balin, number 11, went to school at Stony Brook. Melendez, their top point scorer. Backed up by Team Puerto Rico. Media timeout. Latter stages, first quarter of play. England gets the lone goal so far from the coach's son, Christian Scarpello. Short stick defensive midfielder for the Water Dogs in the PLL, but he gives big offense to Team England.
Children's hospitals anywhere. Rady Children's is the largest provider of comprehensive pediatric medical services in the region.
Puerto Rico looking to even the score as we move along in the first quarter. Christian Scarpello on the man up, the lone tally for either team. Puerto Rico with the ball in red, England playing defense in their white jerseys. This 12-5 matchup, Puerto Rico advancing as a second place team out of Pool C. England finishing in last in Pool A, but all Pool A teams moving on to the winner's bracket no matter what. Laureano able to turn the corner, and Puerto Rico starting to get some good shots on William Baxter, a really solid goalie out of Division II Limestone. He is from Manchester in the UK. Made a Final Four appearance at Limestone. Melendez looking for a similar type of goal that we saw from England and Scarpello. And it remains Puerto Rico's, closing in on 5.5 in the first quarter. International rules, no possession timer. Makes such an impact on the style of play and the team strategy. No need to force anything. Melendez pushing the issue there and draws a flag. First man up for Team Puerto Rico.
England penalty is on number 4, Daniel Smith. 30 seconds for holding.
30-second hold on Daniel Smith, they just announced.
30 seconds for holding.
Valcarcel. Lastava. Far side drive, that's good for Mercado. Well, that'll be Russell Melendez for Team Puerto Rico. Each team with a man-up goal in the first quarter. Great support here for each team. And the fans getting into it after that opening goal. Melendez with his team-high 11th goal and 16th point of the tournament. Each team with a man-up goal. Puerto Rico had been just 3 for 20 on the man-up, and that was England's first man-up goal of the World Championship.
Again, for Puerto Rico, the goal
hasn't been really a strength for either side, but they've both been able to execute today. Melendez going into his senior year at Johns Hopkins next year. Transferred there from Marquette. He's a key player on the Johns Hopkins roster, one of the best programs in NCAA lacrosse. A lot of respect from Puerto Rico for England, but head coach Alec Jernstedt said he figured, look, when they turn on the film and watch us, he hoped the response would be, look, they got a lot of talent too. We have to deal with them. England under no illusion saying that they expect this to be a tough one today, despite being the favorite in terms of seeding. England has been working on not over sliding on defense, trying to keep its composure. Lastava off a twirl, he lost the ball. Grabbed by Baxter. After the ground ball by Coburn. And now here comes England. No possession clock and also no clearing timer. So teams can go at their own pace. It's been something, that's the thing that Puerto Rico has had to learn. The coaches have said that's taken some time to set in, that you don't need to push the envelope and take unnecessary risks. And the players have been nodding their heads, but they thought the off day yesterday maybe really allowed that information to set in as they had more time to look at their own film and self-scout. With such a quick turnaround in this tournament for everyone day to day, the theme has been similar. You talk to all these coaches, and there's not a lot of over-scouting of the opposition, a lot of focusing on just what these teams do well, self-focus. Goldsmith uses the screen, grinding through, draws the help, tough angle shot by Collins, and Puerto Rico is there for the backup. Will Mark in net for Puerto Rico, out of Syracuse University, transferred from LIU. He was a Tewaaraton nominee midway through the most recent NCAA season, got off to a hot start for Syracuse. Cooled down a little bit as the season went along. We've been seeing a goalie rotation between the Wills for Puerto Rico, Will Mark and Will Ramos. Good chance we'll see Will Ramos later on in the game. Puerto Rico essentially holding for one. Ramirez spinning around, clock at 5, Ramirez. Melendez at the horn, it's in with less than a second to go. Another Puerto Rico buzzer beater here at the Sports Deck. They closed out a quarter late against Israel with a goal, and Melendez has 2 in the first quarter to give Puerto Rico the lead. An unnecessary face-off with 0.9 seconds is won by no one, and the first quarter is done.
The goal is unassisted.
They'll figure this would be a matchup, despite the 12 versus 5 in terms of seeding, that could be pretty close, evenly matched. Puerto Rico on the upswing, just their second ever appearance in the World Championships against long-established Team England. First quarter in the books. Puerto Rico executed the last-second shot to close the first quarter, got Melendez his second goal, and it's 2-1 going into the second. Playoff elimination game, winner takes on the winner of Australia and Netherlands. David Mealy, face-off win, Puerto Rico. Well, unlike the other teams in the field, you can't hold a Puerto Rican passport, so all 23 players on the roster are heritage exemption players who are United States citizens with a parent or a grandparent of Puerto Rican descent. Josh Valcarcel. Aviles, the left-hand shot, got the top corner. He is switching sides from Syracuse to Johns Hopkins for his 5th year next year. But first, he's got business to attend to with Team Puerto Rico, and he makes it 3-1. Brandon Avila is one of the top short stick defensive middies in the ACC in recent years, and now will do the same in the Big Ten. Had a lot of players, similar story there. You know, if you're a great short stick D-midi in the NCAA and you get pressed into a larger role here at the World Championships, becoming more offensive minded. A couple of players on Puerto Rico in that category. A guy like Christian Scarpello for England, who's a short stick D-midi with the Water Dogs, same thing. The biggest thing is the possession game, especially with no possession timer. And head coach for England, Pat Scarpello, said it's about the goalies, it's about the face-offs. In a big game, that's what it always is. And Alec Jernstedt, head coach Puerto Rico, saying, if we don't get crushed in possession, I feel good about our chances. Puerto Rico running some action way out toward the top of the attacking zone. Now it's Blake Balin. Can go either way, dodges right. Balin look on the doorstep, working the other way. That's in, Steve Ramirez.
Timeout called by England.
England calls timeout. Puerto Rico has put in 3 in the last 3 minutes. 4 consecutive goals overall. Early second quarter, an England team that served as a punching bag in Pool A was hopeful that they could turn the page now in the elimination bracket. Scoring first, but since then all Puerto Rico and showing their wide variety of options. You know, you play so many games in a short period of time as well, and something that you have to think about is the off time and the placement of your off day and how underrated that is. We think about matchups, we think about all these different factors, but just the idea that Puerto Rico was off yesterday is so helpful. Think about their game with Israel. Israel came into that game, which felt pretty evenly matched on paper. Israel had the off day the previous day and kind of took it to Team Puerto Rico. That was kind of the biggest thing Coach Jernstedt was saying when I came up to him before this game about an hour and a half ago. He said, we feel good. We had a whole day of rest, a chance to reset. Puerto Rico was a +16 overall goal differential team in pool play, outscoring teams 45-29.
Puerto Rico goal scored by number 18, Steven Ramirez.
This gets thrown away. It's right back to Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, the goal by Ramirez, unassisted.
Typically, the teams that make fewer unforced errors are the ones that win. Harder to outscore someone and make it a pure offensive game with no possession timer. The elimination of mistakes and the possession game with face-offs and ground balls just always ends up looming large. Some murmurs and some boos after Kevin Lewis held his back there, thought he was overreacting. Melendez moves it along. Now it's Lastava trying to sneak through. And back the other way comes England. They haven't scored since the man-up goal early in the first by Scarpello. Still looking for their first even-strength goal. Danny Hilditch on the near goal line for England. Played at U21s in Limerick, Ireland last year. Off the substitution, Collins thought he had a lane, but Puerto Rico recovers. England's going to run a substitute off again. Try and catch Puerto Rico by surprise. Scarpello comes in. Yeah, I was told he might be limited at least. Borderline questionable to even play. We've seen him on the man up. Scarpello hasn't gotten a lot of touches otherwise. Came in mid-possession here, number 50. Has 3 goals, third on the team coming in. Bickert's in. They'll push it back out top to Dexter. Out of Leeds Metropolitan U. Can't beat his man there. Now Collins. That's in. That's Scarpello there for England. Christian Scarpello, if he's limited, it has not made much of an impact. Put in both goals for Team England. Having a conversation with his father there, Scarpello.
England goal, scoring his second goal of the game, number 50, Christian Scarpello. Again for England, the goal by Scarpello, his second goal of the game, unassisted.
It was a 4-0 goal run for Puerto Rico. And Scarpello gets the second one for himself and for Team England. Had Lewis down there, but couldn't haul it in. But absolutely engulfing Andrew Baxter on the clear. A whistle gives it to England. Take the timeout here, 4-2 Puerto Rico in the second quarter.
Rady Children's Hospital.
Look at that with one arm.
Children's Hospital on the West Coast and consistently ranked among the
Ramirez, but then Scarpello answering back.
Rady Children's, proud to be the presenting partner for this year's men's championship. Fuel the growth, enrich the experience, field the best national teams.
Yet another gorgeous day. Put it on repeat here in San Diego, California, and a great day for some more lacrosse. Game 64 of 107 in the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship presented by Rady Children's Hospital. AJ Cannell on hand for a 4-2 Puerto Rico lead in this first round playoff game featuring the 5-seed England and 12-seed Puerto Rico. Pool A versus Pool C. This is a rematch of a game from 2018. It was a placement game in the 5th through 8th bracket. England took care of that one easily, 11-4. Hugo Peel. Scarpello has room. On the doorstep, denied. Bickerton got it from Scarpello. Will Mark was ready, flag down. Well, didn't get the details on what Scarpello is dealing with, but he has a big brace on his right knee. It certainly looks to be less than 100%. Coach was hinting that that was kind of the case coming into the tournament, but maybe aggravated against Canada in their meeting yesterday. Legal body check, 1 minute penalty
number 28, Alex Rodriguez.
On Alex Rodriguez of Puerto Rico. 60 seconds of man-up time for Team England trying to draw closer. Nick DiCaprio. Sean Goldsmith, they move it along further. Dexter back to Goldsmith. Scarpello loops it over the top. On the backside, short angle, Collins is in. Head coach Pat Scarpello insisting that his team move the defense around more, find backside options. And England has done that, and they've been far more successful on the man up than we've seen previously. According to the tournament stats coming in, they had not scored a man up goal before this game. They have 2. And it is Collins with 5:32 in the second. Kind of one of those leave it all out there moments for England. Team that has been competing since the outset of World Championship lacrosse. Best finish was a silver medal in 1974. They're one of only 4 teams to ever receive a silver and one of 5 teams to ever medal. We're in an England timeout right now. But England has never finished worse than 6th. So they lose this game, that would change. Backs against the wall situation, one of their best players in Scarpello, not at full strength. 0-4 and one of the toughest top pools we've ever seen. And in for a fight against Puerto Rico, but England has scored 2 in a row.
England goals scored by number 9, Tim Collins.
England takes the face-off. Tim Collins
Dexter.
up the field.
Again for England, the goal by Collins from Dexter.
Mike Pomfret, number 10, in there for Team England. He appeared in the World Championships in Denver in 2014. Did not play in 2018 in Israel. Rejoined the roster a couple of months ago. Goldsmith. Thinking about his direction. We'll just pull it out. And re-cue it. Best shooter on the team is Goldsmith. Makes a nice pass, Scarpello. Stick was occupied on that shot. Good recovery by Puerto Rico. Collins, head of steam. Danny Hilditch. Goldsmith on the left side, dodge. It's a tie game. 3 in a row for Team England. Back and forth we go at the sports deck. Goldsmith, the team leader in all 3 major offensive categories. Goals, assists, points coming in. Had his best game previously against Haudenosaunee on Friday with 2 goals and 2 assists. And a timeout for Puerto Rico, as Goldsmith gets his first of the day, 6th goal of the tournament. Got there first on a man-up goal by Scarpello early in the first quarter. Then Melendez back-to-back strikes for Puerto Rico, including with 0.9 seconds to go in the first. Aviles, Ramirez each added one early in the second. Puerto Rico hasn't scored since more than 12 minutes left to go in the second. In the meantime, 3 straight and 3 different goal scorers for England in the second quarter: Scarpello, Collins, Goldsmith. Take a look at how England has made its way back into the game. Tim Collins getting the best of Will Mark. Same side of the field, Goldsmith. That's the team leader in caused turnovers for England, Tom Hallam, out of Neller and Nottingham Trent University. Coming off the Puerto Rico timeout. Each team gets 2 timeouts per half, and none if we were to go to overtime. In the battle between Brace Girdle and Nicholas Vasquez, violation on Team Puerto Rico. England with possession. Don't get the sense that England is married to one style offensively. They can push the pace. They can play it more methodically. But they've been tinkering and tweaking throughout the course of this tournament, according to their coaching staff. Kind of learning on the fly. Team got assembled, I wouldn't say last minute, but didn't have a lot of time to practice together was the big thing coming in. Had some financial considerations. A lot of these players have day jobs and aren't full-time, most of them lacrosse players. So a tough draw in Pool A, now looking to respond this next stage of the tournament. That is a shot. It was nowhere close. And now after Hilditch had a shot backed up, the flag flies. He gets hit hard. Thomas O'Connell out of the University of Maryland, played for the New York Lizards in Major League Lacrosse. Already 2 man-up goals for England.
On number 2, Donovan Lacey. 1 minute for unnecessary roughness. Again for Puerto Rico, the penalty
going against, Donovan Lacey.
1 minute for unnecessary roughness.
Donovan Lacey with that penalty. 1 minute unnecessary roughness. Shot by Goldsmith, save, rebound. Flag flies again, doesn't go, and an England player is down. That's the captain, Tim Collins. 44 seconds to go in a tie game, second quarter. What a job by Will Mark keeping that out. Yeah, second flag came in. And it's another unnecessary roughness on Puerto Rico.
Donovan Lacey, 1 minute for unnecessary
This one was
roughness.
called on Lacey, so I think I was right the first time on the first penalty, but it is 6 on 4. 2 men up for England. Penalty released the first one, so now it's 6 on 5. But still, England has scored the last 3 goals, has the man up. End of the second quarter. 15 seconds. Goldsmith with 7. On the backside, Collins, Mark gets a piece of it. And that should just about do it for the first half. 3 straight goals for Team England after Puerto Rico beat the buzzer at the end of the first quarter. England bouncing back throughout the second quarter. Clutch save there at the end for Puerto Rican goalie Will Mark to make for a tie game going into halftime. It's 4-4, England, Puerto Rico. The winner moves on to face the winner of Australia and Netherlands tomorrow.
This afternoon with a high score, Puerto Rico 4, England 4.
From the SDSU Sports Tech in San Diego, it's the start of the second half between the 12 seed Puerto Rico and the 5 seed England. The winner moves on to the quarterfinals of the 2023 World Championship playoffs. Puerto Rico only in its second ever World Championship, first time around as a full-fledged member of World Lacrosse, is looking for back-to-back quarterfinal appearances. And if England were to move on, it would be their first time in the quarterfinals since this format even existed that allowed for a quarterfinal. That began in 2006. England in white, Puerto Rico in red. Start of the third quarter. The first half featured a 4-0 run for Team Puerto Rico and then a 3-0 run to close for Team England. Pass deflected up top, but it's in the stick safely of Goldsmith. Goldsmith nearly runs into trouble, and Donovan Lacey. Two goals for Melendez for Puerto Rico, 2 by Scarpello on the England side. Watson up to Collins. Tim Collins is the team captain. Went to University of Mount Olive. Ball is thrown away. If you've been watching this tournament long enough, by now you've understood just how costly those errors are, that with no possession clock, you cannot have those unforced errors. It's Daniel Watson down for England. They've had a few players go down through the course of the game, and They've just been a banged-up team coming in, according to head coach Pat Scarpello. I wonder if Watson could help nurse himself back to health. He's a physiotherapist at a hospital in England. Previously worked as a volunteer assistant coach at Navy on their lacrosse team. He is from Stockport, and we hope he's all right as he heads off. And just speaking in terms of lacrosse, England can ill afford any more banged up players, but you hope Watson's all right. 30-team tournament, 6 different pools, 5 teams per pool. This is the first day outside of pool play. Teams either moved on to the playoffs, this is a playoff matchup, or into the placement brackets. Pool A, which featured the top 5 teams in the world coming in, everyone moving on to the playoff round regardless. So even Team England 0-4 with a -41 goal differential in their games against the United States, Canada, Australia, Haudenosaunee, still gets to move on and play in this 12-5 matchup against Puerto Rico. Across midfield for the first time in the third quarter for Team Puerto Rico. Lastava lets the offense get organized. Now Kevin Lewis to Lastava. Puerto Rico content to move it around for now. Now tries to step in gear with Melendez. Quick shot by Kevin Lewis. We have not heard yet from Lewis, who has 8 goals and 9 points coming in. Went to school at Lafayette in Pennsylvania. Now Lewis. Melendez, long distance shot. Solid rhythm so far in this possession for Puerto Rico. Lastava back to Melendez. He's been the key weapon today. Lastava looking for Aviles. England was ready. DiCaprio playing a two-way shift on defense. Was able to avoid the trouble and help England get the clean clear. England had to fight through a lot coming into the tournament, was unable to practice together prior to arriving here in San Diego like so many other teams were. They've had their 3rd head coach in just 1.5 years in Pat Scarpello. He was saying what he hopes for the program and for these players is more consistency from the coaching staff. He thinks his players deserve that, so hopefully he can stick around. Goldsmith to Hugo Peel at 17 years old. One of the youngest players in the tournament. There are a few 17-year-olds on a couple of the different teams. Loose ball push against Puerto Rico. Number 6, Peel, is only here because the top scorer on the U20 team last summer, Daniel Jones, got injured. And so Peel was his roster replacement, also getting called up from the U20s. Peel draws the slide. Retreats and dishes to Collins. The captain, Tim Collins. Hugo Peel again. Goldsmith. Spins away from the pick. Connecting behind the cage. Short angle, it's in. Scarpello has a hat trick. Gutsy performance for number 50. Coming in not at full strength. Has the majority of the English goals. Danny Hilditch with the assist for his second of the tournament. Scarpello, 3 goals on just 4 shots.
England goals scored by number 15,
6 goals
Tom
for the
Howell,
tournament, so doubling up
by number 29,
his
Danny
output
Hilditch.
through the first 4
Again for
games.
England, the goal by Hallam from Hilditch.
England takes its first lead since 1-0. Donovan Lacey, he's a machine clearing the ball. He wants a goal himself. William Baxter steps up. At times, Puerto Rico has changed their goalie throughout the course of the game. They're sticking with Will Mark from the first half for now. There have been times when Ramos has come in and played the second. They have the Wills, Will Mark and Will Ramos. But right now, number 88, Will Mark, current student athlete at Syracuse University, is still in there. We've seen England start some possessions with intent, really spread out, trying to create space against Puerto Rico. Bickerton. Goldsmith moved it to Hilditch. Hilditch attempted to make something happen on the feed, but Puerto Rico forces the turnover. It's David Mealy on the move, setting up Lewis. Some great saves by Baxter, though, in the third quarter. England gets possession.
Media timeout.
And there's a timeout on the field. 7:12 left to go in the third quarter. England
years, public transit has been serving the
getting
San
its
Diego
first
community.
lead since
Helping
1-0.
it drive.
And the first goal of the third quarter, a hat trick for Scarpello. William Baxter has made some big-time saves.
And the closing ceremony. With all 3 venues right off the San Diego MTS Green Line, fans can easily ride MTS to.
When I first started my small business, our space and our equipment could not keep up with demand. Then I applied for a loan from Amazon with great rates. We moved into a new facility. Now we're selling all over the country.
Nearly 60% of products sold come from independent sellers.
Sure, McDonald's breakfast is good. But getting that McDonald's breakfast 2 minutes before it stops being served, that tastes even better.
I'm here with Big League manager Denny Delgado to tell you about BetRivers.com's sportsbook app and same-game parlays. And with same-game parlays, you can combine different bets from the same game. Plus, with award-winning customer service, it's a home run.
Get moving in the most fun-to-drive Honda vehicles yet. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
With key plays on YouTube TV, you can catch up to live. That means you still get all of this stuff, even when you're busy doing other stuff. YouTube TV, it's more than cable for $600 less than cable. Try it for free.
I know life after a truck crash can be devastating to the victims of the crash and their families. At Colombo Law, we are truck injury lawyers. It's what we do every day. Hurt by a truck? Call Colombo Law.
You're watching the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship presented by Rady Children's Hospital. Mid-third quarter, AJ Cannell. It was 4-1 Puerto Rico, but that was a while ago. Puerto Rico scored on a buzzer beater, had all sorts of momentum. End of the first quarter, expanded their lead to 4-1. Steven Ramirez with 12:07 in the second quarter, and they have not scored since. More than a full quarter of action. 4 consecutive for England. Alec Jernstedt, who is a head coach at a Division III school in Pittsburgh, Grove City College, head coach for Puerto Rico, said there is no reason his team couldn't hang with England. They have proven they can, but they've hit a dry spell offensively. Excellent crowd here at SDSU Sports Deck, evenly split between the two competing teams. Again, England opening things up and then attacking against Puerto Rico. Goldsmith draws 2, low pass. And a ground ball up for grabs. Push is called, stays with England. DiCaprio and Dexter playing catch. Nick DiCaprio out of the University of Michigan was second team All Big Ten. Was drafted in the MLL as well. Peel, the 17-year-old. Bickerton to Goldsmith. The pacing for England has been appropriate. It's been really good. They have not pushed it when unnecessary. They've been extremely patient. There have been a couple mistakes here and there, but not really in terms of decision making. A couple of throwaways or something, but IQ-wise, they've been really good. That'll be retrieved. No harm, no foul there with no possession clock. England had to play late yesterday against Canada. Puerto Rico was off yesterday. Here's Peel on the move. Well done on the slide over to him. Individual plays are not really the answer usually for England. It's been about the teamwork and the passing. Stall warning in effect. Have to stay inside the offensive zone, otherwise it goes to Puerto Rico. It's our first stall warning of the game for either team. DiCaprio from X. Switch a pull on him. Puerto Rico on the money with their slide so far this possession. And Peel forgot about the stall warning, I think, or didn't realize where he was. Now a flag comes, and it was as Peel was running by the official. Not sure if he said something. Penalty was on England for legal procedure.
Penalty to number 6, Hugo Peel.
Was on Hugo Peel.
30-second
penalty.
Again for England, the penalty, number 6, Hugo Peel. 30 seconds.
Stava ducking, he thought about it. It was a low shot by Melendez, rattled around. And England will take it back. Puerto Rico comes up empty on the man up. The quick 30-second advantage. And the drought continues. It's been upwards of 25 minutes with no goals for Puerto Rico, somehow still just down by 1. The mission for Team Puerto Rico, and really every country kind of has its own story. For Puerto Rico, what they're trying to accomplish with their national team program is to inspire the next generation. The national team program is only 8 years old, so they're primarily using players from the United States that have Puerto Rican heritage, but it's so competitive to play baseball in Puerto Rico that head coach Alec Jernstedt said perhaps they can inspire with the performance of this national team and get some more young kids thinking about lacrosse as a valid option. Hilditch. England whipping it around. Rodriguez, man defense against Scarpello. Collins and England content to use some time. This has been played at the pace England would prefer now for a while. Stall warning in effect. 55 seconds to go, Scarpello. Second straight England possession with the stall warning. From the goal line, Scarpello. Slides down, flag flies. On the cut, Hilditch couldn't get control, but another penalty is called. It's running time until the last 30 seconds of each quarter, until the final 2 minutes of the fourth. 20 seconds. And now a timeout. You only get 2 timeouts per half. And England elects to use one with 21.6. And certainly valuing the man-up opportunity here as we're in the timeout. They reset the clock to 22. If we can, I'll try to pull up some other scores here from the day. Tuesday, 2023 World Lacrosse Championships, which will conclude with the gold medal game on Saturday. Earlier today, New Zealand beat Uganda 15-2, Sweden 11, Switzerland 6, Czech Republic 9, Austria 8. Those were some finals from earlier today. Right now, Germany and Japan, Korea and Denmark are in progress.
The timeout on the field was called by England.
But those games are easily findable if you're watching this one, and in progress right now as well.
Coming out of the timeout, the penalty assessed to Puerto Rico is a 1-minute penalty for cross-checking.
1-minute cross-checking penalty against Puerto Rico. England possessing the ball to close close out this third quarter. England is not led by more than a goal. That one from Goldsmith whistling over the top. Clock should have stopped earlier there. Got to put a couple of seconds back on it. Oh, wait a second. 80 seconds wouldn't be correct either. Although I'm sure with the man up, England wouldn't mind that. Ready to go. 8 seconds in the third quarter. England's going to opt for possession here. With the man up in progress, if you hold the ball, it takes away a potential face-off to start the next quarter. So England will keep it. They have the 1-goal lead, the man advantage, and the ball. Puerto Rico has not scored since early in the second quarter. We're going to the fourth. It's Team England and Team Puerto Rico. 5 seed, 12 seed matchup in the first round of the playoffs. Winner moving on to the quarterfinals, which take place tomorrow on this field. Winner of this game against winner of Australia, Netherlands, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning at the Sports Deck. AJ Cannell with you. Start of the fourth. Man up for England, looking to expand to its largest lead if it can score. Will Mark makes the save, keeps the rebound under control, stops the shot by Goldsmith. It was about 12 minutes in the second quarter that Ramirez scored for Puerto Rico, and they haven't scored since. This Puerto Rico team that is more easily identified by their offensive firepower has done enough defensively to stay in this game as the lower seeded team. Donovan Lacey executes the clear, but his teammate Lastava had not gotten back over, so it was offside. Unsettled here for England, off the iron for Goldsmith. Puerto Rico fans in front of where we are seated thinking that they got there first for that backup. And now behind the play, there's another flag. Six on 5 again for England.
Your attention, please. A 30-second penalty for illegal procedure has been assessed to Puerto Rico.
Probably for what we saw at midfield there in the offside, 30 seconds illegal procedure. It is Dexter, now Goldsmith. 30-second penalty has concluded just like that. Oftentimes in those 30-second infractions, it's really hard to even get a shot off. And still no need to really force it with no possession clock. England's been so composed since late in the second quarter. 4 straight goals scored, spanning 2 quarters of play for Team England. DiCaprio. Dexter. Pushed on around. Keep working, Ron, keep working! England continues to look comfortable. It's not a thrill ride in terms of excitement level, but they're getting it done methodically. Sidewinder, Mark is ready for Goldsmith's drive. this game up. They utilize Donovan Lacey oftentimes on the clear. Out of Brookville, Maryland, the University of Maryland, where he transferred from Sacred Heart. He's a grad transfer, one of the team's top short stick midfielders defensively in 2023. And Team Puerto Rico wake up the dormant offense. Lastava to Laureano. Now Kevin Lewis, team captain for the second straight go-around. Steve Ramirez out of SUNY Albany. Valcarcel, current senior at Marist going into next year. Melendez already has a couple. That's off the post for Lastava. Couple of crossbars being run in the fourth quarter. One per side. England has adjusted to Melendez after his hot start. Lastava off the fake, working his way in. Backhand attempt. Baxter made a bid to try and back that up, but it stays with Puerto Rico, getting something going here offensively for the first time in a while. It's been more than 2 full quarters of game action since they scored. Melendez to Lastava. Laureano to Lastava. Positioning down deep, but England making the necessary reaction on Lewis. Best possession in some time for Puerto Rico. Now they'll mix their personnel up as far as where they're aligned. They move Valcarcel up top. Melendez to the near side. Passes across the formation. Just high on that shot by Laureano. Something appears to have been woken up on this possession. If you don't turn it over, you have as long as you want. No possession clock. Flag flies. Lastava to the doorstep. Ramirez gets it to go. It's a tie game. Some discussion there, I think, about the crease, but the officials talk it out and award the goal. It's 5-5. Ramirez was the last player to score for Puerto Rico with just over 12 minutes in the second quarter. 4 15-minute quarters. We're halfway through the last one, and a 4-minute overtime if necessary to decide who reaches the quarterfinals.
Puerto Rico goal, scoring the second goal of the game, number 18, Steven Ramirez.
Vasquez, but it's in!
And for Puerto Rico, the goal by Ramirez.
Puerto Rico gives it away, and Bickerton cashes in. Bickerton just picks it off and finds himself with an empty net. Puerto Rico had to wait over 2 quarters of game action to tie it and break the scoring drought. And then seconds later, it's Bickerton. Devastating mental blow. Puerto Rico does respond
England
with a
goal
face-off win
scored by
again
number
by
23,
Vasquez.
Drew Bickerton. Again for England, the goal by Bickerton, unassisted.
Bickerton's second goal of the tournament. He also played in the U21s, part of the next generation of players for Team England. Those were held in Ireland last summer. Great story too, his grandfather Hector played in 4 World Lacrosse Championships for England. A couple of generations later, Bickerton, Drew variety, scores a clutch goal, doing his grandfather proud. Valcarcel ties the game. The rising senior at Marist. He was also a part of the U21 championship last year. Quick answer, back and forth we go in the fourth. A fun one as expected. England, Puerto Rico. Valcarcel from straight on. Well, Team Puerto Rico, led by an all-American coaching staff, recently, a couple of weeks ago, took a trip to San Juan, and the coaches who had not been to Puerto Rico previously said, now we understand. That was the prevailing sentiment. Now we understand how much this means. You can actually feel that emanating from the crowd below me. Fan was just talking about what he was expecting from the crowd, and he was kind of urging the Puerto Rican fan base to give it all they have the last 7 minutes of play.
Puerto
saying,
Rico
let's do
goal
it for
scored
our
by
people.
number 1, Joshua A.
Give these guys everything we have.
Again for Puerto Rico, the goal by Valcarcel,
Head coach Alec
unassisted.
Jernstedt has said their playing style, they want to play like Puerto Ricans. They want Puerto Rican people watching to recognize their team stylistically as distinctly Puerto Rican. Puerto Rico surviving a lengthy goal drought. Back in a tie game off the Melendez shot. England very compact right now defensively. It is 6-on-6. Going zone here against Puerto Rico. For the most part, haven't seen that, but adjusting late. Laureano, Melendez. Off the fake. Balin sends it down low. And the shot by Ramirez, but a flag comes in. England's had the majority of the man-up chances, but now a crucial time for Puerto Rico, 6-on-5.
England penalty to number 50, Christian Scarpello. 30 seconds for holding.
30-second hold on Scarpello is the call.
Christian Scarpello. 30 seconds for holding.
Big time shot by Lastava. He had the angle, just went by the right post. Getting down to it, 4:30 left to go. See that missed shot, loose ball, meanwhile back live, just saved by Laureano. But William Baxter makes the stop on the shot. Here comes England in transition off the long pole pass. Now Team England settles it down. Well, even in a tie game, you start thinking about the clock. You just take a look at the clock, and every possession feels more crucial. Less inclined to take a risk and turn the ball over, knowing how few possessions are left in regulation. England has done a good job creating space on the outset of these possessions to try and break down the defense. This is really kind of a moderate score. It's not really that low scoring of a game with no possession timer in international play. Just kind of par for the course in this tournament. And running clock most of the way. These games go quickly. It's Goldsmith. Scarpello coming off the penalty. One-on-one. Scarpello is held off for now. Collins. Matched against Lastava. It's a good matchup for Collins. Work it back around. It was Hilditch with 2:24. Bickerton was in behind for the backup. England in the flow of it again offensively, looking confident today. Collins working from X. Now he'll vacate for Scarpello. Lastava nearly pushed him out, but Scarpello beats him back the other way. That pass, was it deflected? It was deflected. And now with 1:49 left, there's a whistle and a timeout. England uses...
Called by Puerto Rico.
No, it's Puerto Rico using the timeout. So even though England would have possession there, dead ball, either team could call for it. Puerto Rico wants to reset defensively with 1:49. Let's take a look most recently at how we got here. Puerto Rico tied the game at 5 with just under 9 minutes to go in the fourth. But then straight off of that game-tying goal, Vasquez wins the face-off, and an ill-advised pass taken by Drew Bickerton, who turned it around, had the empty net. But then right after that, 90 seconds later, Joshua Valcarcel, and it's 6-6. There was a quick 4-0 Puerto Rico run to take a 4-1 lead in the first half. Then Puerto Rico went on a drought for more than 2 full quarters of game action. England scored the next 4, took a 5-4 lead, and then back and forth since. If overtime comes into play, you go to 4-minute periods, and it will be sudden victory. But for now, still 1:49 left in regulation. Puerto Rico using a timeout. And now back in play. Puerto Rico in red. England in white. Who's got the go-ahead goal? No possession clock. No need for real urgency in the way you might normally see. now a stall warning in effect. England has to stay inside the offensive zone. Christian Scarpello has a hat trick already. The coach's son. Drew Bickerton. Goldsmith back to Bickerton. Scarpello, Hugo Peel. A late roster replacement going into the World Championship has emerged in a key role. Peel faked the shot. He steps in, sets up on the doorstep. What a save by Ramos! Will Ramos, when you need him, and Puerto Rico's got it. David Mealy with the clear. 20 seconds to go. It's Balin, has a step. Balin the shot, it goes wide. It will be Puerto Rico's ball with 9.7 to go. They don't have a timeout, or do they? Well, we had it posted as no timeouts left. Couple of seconds also bled off the clock there. England will use a timeout. Now the fans are calling from just below us that they should put time back on the clock. I'm not so sure they're wrong. And now it has been reset to 9.7. And let's take a look here at this most recent save. Will Mark, I should say. The two goalies for Puerto Rico, both named Will, and they've been in a rotation for much of the tournament, but they stuck with Mark going into the second half this time around. And then it was up for grabs. Great play by David Mealy. Danny Hilditch coming close there for Team England, but now England uses the timeout defensively. We saw Puerto Rico on a dead ball just do that and wind up benefiting from it. English coaches wanted to get their ducks in a row for the final 10 seconds of regulation. And this is a repeat of a matchup 5 years ago in 2018. The World Championship this year delayed 1 year by COVID. And in 2018, in a placement game, England won 11-4. Different story this time around. The winner to the quarterfinals, facing the winner of Australia-Netherlands tomorrow morning at the Sports Deck at 10 a.m. And staying alive for medal contention. The end of regulation. Puerto Rico's got to go. Melendez gets a shot off, and it's saved by Baxter. Each team had a late bid to win the game in regulation, but this will be settled in overtime. We will take a break before our 4-minute overtime period begins. Next goal wins between Puerto Rico and England.
Ladies and gentlemen, your score at the end of regulation time this afternoon.
Has this happened to you? You get roped in with phone offers that bind you to a 3-year device contract. Break free with T-Mobile. Introducing Go 5G Plus, the first plan that always gives new and existing customers the same great device deals, and you're upgrade ready in 2 years versus 3. Right now, bring T-Mobile your phone and get the amazing iPhone 14 on us. Trapped? Free.
Get the amazing iPhone 14 on us.
Trapped. Free.
I'm here with Big League manager Denny Delgado to tell you about BetRivers.com sportsbook app and same-game parlays. And with same-game parlays, you can combine different bets from the same game. Plus, with award-winning customer service, it's a home run.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
You are watching the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship presented by Rady Children's Hospital. In this 12 versus 5 seed matchup, England and Puerto Rico are going to overtime.
Over at Wolf Epic Field, Korea Republic 7, Denmark 6.
AJ Cannell with you inside the SDSU Sports Deck. The stats are relatively even. 25-24 Puerto Rico in shots. 15-10 England shots on goal. Will Mark has had to make 5 more saves compared to William Baxter, 9-4. Clears have been nearly flawless for both sides. Ground balls relatively even. And it's all built up to overtime. In regulation, Scarpello had a hat trick for England. Look out for number 50. Number 18, Ramirez. Number 31, Melendez. Each had 2 for Team Puerto Rico. Sudden victory format here in overtime. It's raked back toward the right side of the field and picked up by Team England. England gets the first possession. Overtimes go in 4-minute spurts. 4-minute period. Next goal wins. Neither team has a timeout. That's the overtime rules. They changed that rule starting in 2018. You cannot call timeout once it is overtime. Puerto Rico nervously on defense to start OT. Scarpello and Collins both working behind. The captain, Tim Collins, one-on-one against Mealy. Now Scarpello swipes his stick through, trying to dodge from X. Goldsmith. Scarpello. Nothing new in terms of possession timer. That still doesn't exist. No need to rush it. That whizzes wide from Sam Dexter. Hadn't seen him out there a ton in recent possessions, it didn't feel like, at the end of regulation. Backed up by England, who moves on to the quarters. Goldsmith taking it patiently. Scarpello on his own behind the crease. Shifting, Scarpello. We've played more than half of the overtime. Stall warning in effect. Flag flies. Delayed penalty. Scarpello still holding. England can still end it right now. Scarpello leaning in, forcing it, and what's the call? It's in! Christian Scarpello sends England to the quarterfinals. Had to wait for confirmation on whether Scarpello was in the crease. It was ruled a legal goal. Plays are not reviewable. And England wins 7-6 in overtime.
England goal, the game-winning goal, scored by number 50, Christian Scarpello. It's his 3rd goal of the game. Again, for England, the game-winning goal by Scarpello, his 3rd of the game. The
Fourth goal of the game for Scarpello. Take a look.
Thank you so much for joining us today for Puerto Rico versus England.
The only question may have been on the landing. I think the ball got through. He didn't step in the crease prior to taking off. And then it was just celebration time.
Also, exercise caution as you exit and leave the sports deck and leave the SDSU campus.
In overtime, victory for England over Puerto Rico. And England, for the first time since the quarterfinals even existed in the playoffs, gets to move on to the quarters. Let's see, once more on Scarpello. I think the takeoff is clean, and then the ball seems to make it through, and I think it went through initially, so the landing doesn't matter. Our crew does a great job here to slow it down. See that last step, he's still outside the crease, and then it looked to be in already there well before he lands. Christian Scarpello out of Rutgers University and the PLL Water Dogs moves his team along, his dad's team along. First-time head coach of England, the longtime Fairleigh Dickinson head coach, Pat Scarpello, gets to see his son score his fourth and advance England in a 7-6 final in overtime to the quarters. For our entire crew, AJ Cannell saying so long from SDSU Sports Deck. England over Puerto Rico, final in overtime.
Has this happened to you? You get roped in with phone offers that bind you to a 3-year device contract. Break free with T-Mobile, introducing Go 5G Plus, the first plan that always gives new and existing customers the same great device deals, and you're upgrade ready in 2 years versus 3. Right now, bring T-Mobile your phone and get the amazing iPhone 14 on us. Trapped? Free.
Get the amazing iPhone 14 on us.
Trapped. Free.
If you went on a road trip and you didn't stop for McDonald's, that wasn't a road trip. It was just a really long drive.
I'm here with Big League manager Denny Delgado to tell you about BetRivers.com sportsbook app and same-game parlays. And with same-game parlays, you can combine different bets from the same game. Plus, with award-winning customer service, it's a home run.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Hey, heading on a family trip?
Nah, sorry son, prices are crazy. We're gonna have to skip it this year.
Aw, well, use Priceline. They have package deals no one else has.
5 pools. Water slide. We can do it.
Go to your happy price, Priceline.
With Multiview on YouTube TV, you can watch 4 games at once. It's perfect for people who love watching the game, and the game, and the game, and the game. YouTube TV. It's more than cable for $600 less than cable. Try it for free.